Welcome back, coin enthusiasts. Today, we're diving into the fascinating world of United Kingdom 5 new pence coins, small silver treasures that have been in circulation for decades but are now becoming increasingly collectible. In this video, we'll explore the top 4 most valuable 5 new pence coins, looking at their different years, mint marks, and conditions that affect their rarity and value in the collector's market. Whether you're a beginner or a seasoned numismatist, this guide will help you understand which 5p coins could be worth far more than face value. Let's get started. First up, United Kingdom 5 pence from 1979. In this video, we'll treat the 1979 5p like a little time capsule. We'll look at its story, the artwork and metal used to strike it, what if anything makes particular examples collectible, and the question everyone asks, what it might be worth in dollars today if you decide to sell or list one. Whether you're a beginner who just found one in a jar or a collector polishing a set, this guide will walk you through everything a modern viewer needs to know. The 5 pence coin was introduced in 1968 as part of Britain's move to decimal currency, and until 1990 it existed as the larger, old-sized 5 pence. The smaller 5p we use today arrived later. The 1979 issue sits squarely in that earlier era. It carries the Machin portrait of Queen Elizabeth II on the obverse and the crown thistle reverse, a design language that ties the coin to the late 20th century British circulating set. The 1979 mintage was very large. Over 155 million pieces were struck for circulation, so the coin was common in everyday use and was not intended as a scarce collectible at the time. These facts explain a lot about why most circulated 1979 5p pieces are still effectively common pocket change rather than high-value rarities physically. The 1979 5 pence is a cupra nickel round weighing about 5.65 grams with a diameter around 23.6 millimeters, the large 5p specification. The reverse shows a crown thistle, a classic Scottish emblem, surrounded by the words 5 pence and the numeral 5. The obverse features the familiar Machin portrait of the Queen used on many decimal coins of the era. What can make a particular 1979 example stand out are things that aren't visible on most pieces. Exceptionally attractive original toning, mint errors like clipped planchets, off-centering, or double strikes, or coins that escaped circulation altogether and appear in uncirculated or proof quality. Those non-standard attributes, not the date alone, are what create real interest among specialists. If by circulated we mean coins that show wear, nicks, or smoothing from years of use, the reality is simple. The 1979 5p is common. With a mintage in the hundreds of millions, ordinary worn examples remain very plentiful and are generally of interest mainly to date collectors completing typesets rather than to investors. Collector demand for heavily worn or damaged 1979 5p coins is low. Most collectors prefer examples with clear detail, so a rubbed, scratched, or otherwise damaged coin will usually be worth no more than face value, or only a modest premium if it has an unusual error. That said, a few circulated pieces that also display a clear mint error or an unusually attractive surface can still command attention. Errors and varieties are where scarcity can suddenly appear in an otherwise common date. Let's be practical. What would you realistically expect if you listed a circulated 1979 5 pence for sale today? Market snapshots and sales listings show a clear pattern. Typical circulated 1979 5p often sells for roughly face value to a couple of US dollars for loose, worn examples. Buyers on general marketplaces commonly list them for between about $125,000, depending on shipping and buyer interest. Online price guides list average secondary market values well under $1 for most worn examples. Uncirculated or mint state 1979 5p can fetch higher prices, commonly several dollars up to the low 2-digit dollar range, because buyers pay for condition and the reassurance of crisp detail. Proof or specially struck specimens, official proofs or boxed examples are worth more still, sometimes commanding tens of dollars from collectors and dealers. Error coins and exceptional sales, rare error coins or unusual varieties are the wild card. There are documented cases of specific old 5p errors selling for significantly more than normal listings, and at times certain 5p pieces have been listed for tens of pounds, which would be the equivalent of roughly tens of US dollars depending on exchange rates. Such results are exceptional and depend entirely on the nature and desirability of the error, provenance, and where it's sold. Specialist auctions attract higher bids than casual listings. Bottom line, if your 1979 5p is just a circulated, worn coin, expect minimal value above face. If it's uncirculated, proof, or a verified error, value can rise, sometimes substantially. If you browse marketplaces, you'll find examples of 1979 5p coins offered for a few dollars. For example, standard circulated coins commonly appear in US marketplace listings in the low single-dollar range, while cleaned, damaged, or unattractive examples often fail to sell at any premium. Conversely, certified, graded, or proof examples are usually offered where collectors expect to pay more, and specialist dealers list proof 1979 5p pieces accordingly. Use completed sales and graded auction results when possible to set expectations. Advertised prices can be inflated. Start with condition. Learn coin grading basics: good, very fine, extremely fine, uncirculated. For a 1979 5p, the jump from heavily circulated to almost uncirculated is where most value appears. Always compare with high-quality photos or a reference specimen. enm.ucoin.net. Watch for authentic errors. Genuine mint errors can spark collector interest, but they must be documented and, where possible, authenticated. Small scratches, post-mint damage, or cleaning are not valuable. Only true minting anomalies, e.g., misstrikes, severely offset strikes, wrong planchet, tend to command premiums. Seek an opinion from a reputable dealer or a third-party grading service. Use completed sales and price guides. Don't base expectations on buy it now listing. Search completed auctions for realized prices. Price aggregators and trusted numismatic guides give better context than any single listing. Check for recent sales of the same grade and the same type. Proof versus circulation. Strike, preserve and photograph properly. If you think your coin has value, avoid polishing or cleaning it. Cleaning usually destroys collector value. Store it in acid-free holders, note any provenance, and take clear high-resolution photos showing both sides and the edge. Good presentation matters when selling online or to dealers. Know where to sell. General marketplaces reach many buyers but attract bargain hunters. Specialist auction houses and reputable dealers are better for high-value or error coins. When selling high-value pieces, get authentication and consider a formal auction where competitive bidding can reveal true market value. So the headline, a circulated 1979 United Kingdom 5 pence is, in the vast majority of cases, a common coin with modest monetary value beyond its face amount. Its story is more cultural than capital. It's a neat survivor from Britain's decimal era, with appealing designs and solid engineering. If you have a worn 1979 5p, enjoy it as a piece of history. Next up, the 5 pence coin from 1975. Although this coin may look ordinary at first glance, it carries an interesting story and a touch of collectible value, especially when found in very fine circulated condition. We'll go over its history, design details, rarity, and of course, its current auction market value in US dollars. So, if you've ever wondered whether your old 1975 5 pence coin could be worth something more than face value, stay tuned till the end. The 1975 United Kingdom 5 pence coin belongs to the early period of the decimal coinage system, which was officially introduced in 1971. These coins replaced the old pre-decimal shillings, and the 5 pence was originally equivalent to 1 shilling in value. During 1975, the coin was part of the first-generation small silver-colored coins, struck by the Royal Mint in cupronickel, an alloy of copper and nickel. Interestingly, although the design remained consistent with earlier years, the 1975 mintage is noteworthy because it marks one of the later issues before the size reduction in 1990. The obverse of the coin features the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Arnold Machin, showing the Queen wearing the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara. The reverse, designed by Christopher Ironside, displays the heraldic crown of Scotland surmounted by a thistle, a traditional emblem representing Scotland's heritage and strength. The 1975 5 pence coin is made from 75% copper and 25% nickel, giving it a distinct silvery tone. It weighs 5.65 grams, measures 23.59 millimeters in diameter, and has a milled edge point. One of the main unique aspects of this coin is its symbolic reverse design, the Scottish thistle beneath the royal crown. This elegant combination represents unity within the United Kingdom and is one of Ironside's most admired coin artworks. In addition, coins from this era show subtle minting variations in strike sharpness, wear, and toning, small details that collectors often use to determine quality and authenticity. When found in very fine circulated condition, the details of the Queen's portrait and the thistle crown design are still sharp, though minor wear and surface marks are visible. Such coins reflect a balance between age, handling, and preservation, perfect for historical collections. Now, when it comes to rarity, the 1975 5 pence is not considered an extremely rare coin in general circulation. Millions were produced by the Royal Mint that year. However, the condition and historical significance still influence collector interest. Coins in very fine or uncirculated condition attract more attention, while damaged or heavily worn examples tend to hold only sentimental or minimal market value. Still, even damaged coins can appeal to new collectors looking for early decimal era pieces, especially those dated before the 1990 size reduction. The appeal also lies in nostalgia. The 1975 issue captures a piece of mid-20th century British coinage, representing the early days of the decimal system. Collectors often seek these coins to complete chronological sets or to showcase the transition period of UK currency. So, how much is a 1975 United Kingdom 5 pence coin actually worth today in very fine circulated condition? This coin typically sells for around $313,000 on online marketplaces or at local coin fairs. If found in extremely fine or uncirculated condition, the value can rise up to $122,000, depending on luster and preservation. However, at specialist auctions or in sets with other coins from the same era, these pieces have been known to fetch slightly higher bids, particularly when part of historical presentations or mint condition sets. Keep in mind, though, that the face value remains 5 pence, so the real worth lies in its collectible and historical significance. Not precious metal content, since it's made of cupronickel. If you happen to find a 1975 5 pence coin in your change or collection, here are a few quick tips. Check the condition carefully. Coins in better shape with clear details are always more valuable. Avoid cleaning the coin, as this can reduce its collectible appeal and potentially damage the surface. Store it properly. Use a coin holder or plastic sleeve to prevent further wear. Compare it with other years, especially from 1968 to 1981, 2. Notice design consistency and minor die variations. Consider grading if you believe your coin is in near uncirculated condition. Certified coins often achieve better prices at auction. To sum up, while the 1975 United Kingdom 5 pence may not be an extremely rare or high-value coin, it still holds historical and nostalgic worth for collectors of British currency. In very fine circulated condition, its modest market value is enhanced by its connection to the early years of decimalisation and its beautiful Scottish-themed design. So next time you come across one of these small silver coins, take a closer look. You might be holding a piece of Britain's rich monetary history. Next up, the United Kingdom 5 new pence 2000 coin in excellent condition. At first glance, this small silver-coloured coin might seem ordinary or even overlooked in circulation. But as collectors know, there's often more than meets the eye. We'll explore its history, its unique features, what makes it appealing to numismatists, and how much it's worth today, especially in top condition at auctions. So stay tuned till the end for some tips if you're planning to collect or sell this coin. The 5 pence coin has a long and interesting story that dates back to the decimalisation of British currency in 1971, when the United Kingdom officially transitioned from the old pounds, shillings, and pence system to the decimal system we use today. Originally, the 5 new pence coin replaced the old 1 shilling coin, keeping the same size and value. However, in 1990, the coin was reduced in size to make it more practical for daily use. By the year 2000, the coin featured the third portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Ian Rank, broadly a design that became iconic for British coins in the late 1990s and early 2000s. The obverse proudly displays Her Majesty facing right, while the reverse bears the image of the crown thistle, a symbol representing Scotland and one of the national flowers of the United Kingdom. This particular 2000 issue belongs to the smaller 18mm type, struck in cupronickel alloy, 75% copper and 25% nickel. Continuing the Royal Mint's tradition of durability and fine craftsmanship. One of the standout aspects of the 5 new pence 2000 coin is its classic Scottish thistle design, encircled by the words 5 pence and surmounted by the royal crown. The fine details of the thistle's petals, the sharpness of the crown, and the reflective luster of the metal all stand out beautifully in excellent condition. The obverse side carries Queen Elizabeth II's portrait with the inscription Elizabeth II DG Reg FD 2000, meaning Elizabeth II, by the grace of God, Queen, Defender of the Faith. When in excellent or uncirculated condition, the coin's mirrored fields and sharp edges make it a delightful specimen for any collection. Although not a rare year in terms of mintage, the quality of preservation greatly influences its appeal. Coins that have avoided scratches, tarnish, and handling marks are now becoming less common as time passes. While millions of 2005 pence coins were struck for circulation, very few survive today in perfect or near-perfect condition. The majority have gone through heavy use, leading to wear, dullness, or surface damage. Interestingly, even damaged coins can attract collector interest if they have unique minting errors such as double strikes, off-center images, or planchette flaws. However, for normal circulated or damaged pieces without errors, the collector demand remains modest. Most of the true value lies in uncirculated or proof-like coins, especially those preserved in Royal Mint sets or found in original mint condition. Coins stored carefully for 25 years without losing their shine or detail are now considered premium examples, increasing their desirability among modern decimal collectors. Now let's talk about what everyone wants to know: the current value of a United Kingdom 5 new pence 2000 coin in excellent condition, also referred to as extremely fine or brilliant uncirculated. The coin can fetch between $534,000 depending on buyer interest and listing visibility. Coins sold as part of Royal Mint brilliant uncirculated sets or proof issues can sometimes reach $418,000 when sold individually on the auction market. eBay and UK coin dealers occasionally see pristine examples sell for up to $216,000 if presented in certified holders or accompanied by authenticity certificates. On the other hand, standard circulated coins typically trade for their face value around $114,000, given the current exchange rate, unless they have special appeal such as error features or are part of a themed coin collection. So, while it's not a fortune maker, a well-preserved 2005 pence coin is certainly a smart collectible investment for those building a modern British decimal set. If you're interested in collecting 5 pence coins, here are a few helpful tips. First, always inspect the details. Look closely at the Queen's portrait, the thistle's texture, and the rim's sharpness. Avoid coins with scratches, dull surfaces, or corrosion. Second, consider buying graded examples from reputable dealers or coin shows. Certified coins in slabs marked as MS65 or higher hold long-term value. Third, store your coins properly in airtight capsules or acid-free holders to protect them from oxidation and fingerprints. Even small exposure to air and moisture can tarnish the luster over time. Lastly, keep an eye on auction sites like eBay, heritage auctions, and UK-based platforms such as London Coins. Prices can fluctuate as demand for modern British decimal coins continues to grow among younger collectors. In summary, the United Kingdom 5 new pence 2000 coin may not seem rare at first glance, but in excellent condition. It's a beautiful representation of British history and artistry from the turn of the millennium. With its elegant design, durable composition, and historical significance, this coin continues to earn respect among collectors who appreciate the evolution of modern UK currency. So, next time you come across one of these shining little coins, take a closer look. You might just be holding a small but meaningful piece of numismatic heritage. Next up, the United Kingdom 5 new pence 1992 coin, specifically in bad or heavily circulated condition. While this small silver coin may not immediately catch the eye, it represents an important chapter in UK coinage history. We'll discuss its background, what makes it unique, its collector interest even when damaged, and most importantly, its current auction value in US dollars. If you enjoy uncovering the hidden stories behind everyday coins, this one's for you, so stay tuned till the end for some essential collecting tips. To understand the 1992 5 new pence coin, we need to go back to a pivotal moment in British coinage. The 5 pence coin was first introduced in 1968, before decimalisation officially began in 1971, replacing the old 1 shilling coin but keeping the same size and metal composition. However, by the late 1980s, the Royal Mint realised that the original 5 pence coins were too large and heavy for their value. So, in 1990, the coin was redesigned and reduced in size to its modern form, smaller, lighter, and more convenient for daily use. The 1992 issue belongs to this smaller size series, measuring 18.0mm in diameter and struck in cupronickel alloy, 75% copper and 25% nickel. On the obverse, it features the third portrait of Queen Elizabeth II by Raphael McLoof, while the reverse displays the iconic crown thistle, symbolising Scotland's role in the United Kingdom. The year 1992 also marked the second full year of this smaller 5 pence design, making it a common coin in circulation but still interesting for collectors tracing the early 1990s decimal series. Despite its small size, the 1992 5 new pence coin carries distinct design elements that make it instantly recognisable. The reverse side, created by Christopher Ironside, showcases the crown thistle surrounded by the legend 5 pence. The thistle, topped with a St. Edward's crown, represents the strength and unity of the nations of the UK, a symbol used consistently on 5 pence coins until the design change in 2008. On the obverse side, Queen Elizabeth II faces right, wearing the royal diadem. The inscription around her reads Elizabeth II DG Reg. FD 1992, meaning Elizabeth II, by the grace of God, Queen, Defender of the Faith. In excellent or uncirculated condition, this coin shows a bright silvery finish and sharp relief details. But in bad condition, which includes heavy wear, scratches, tarnish, or corrosion, many of these finer features fade, yet the coin still carries historical and collector appeal due to its age and significance in British monetary reform. Now, when it comes to rarity, the 1992 5 new pence coin is not particularly rare in normal circulation. Millions were minted, and it's still fairly common to find them in coin jars, old wallets, or among leftover change collections. However, its collector value shifts when we look at condition and minting variations. For example, if a coin has minting errors such as off-center strikes, die cracks, or missing details, it can still attract attention even in damaged condition. But for most worn or corroded 1992 coins, the collector demand is quite low. Still, damaged coins have some niche appeal. Some collectors enjoy building circulation history collections, featuring coins that show the marks of everyday life. A coin in bad condition tells a story of decades of use, passing through countless hands, shops, and transactions across the UK. While it may not bring high prices, it carries historical charm that collectors appreciate. Let's move on to the big question: how much is the United Kingdom 5 new pence 1992 coin worth in bad condition today? In most cases, a heavily worn or damaged 1992 5 pence coin holds little to no premium value above its face worth. Since the 5 pence is still legal tender in the UK, its face value remains 5 pence, which is about $533,000. However, if you find a coin with notable features such as an error strike or one included in an uncirculated Royal Mint set, values can increase slightly. In average circulated condition, they typically sell for $431,000 on online platforms like eBay. In bad condition, with corrosion or deep scratches, the value usually remains under $322,000 unless accompanied by a unique error. In rare cases, collectors may pay around $200 for interesting damaged examples that show unusual toning, misalignment, or partial designs. But overall, the 1992 5 pence is valued more for its historical importance than its monetary worth. If you're collecting or handling coins like the 1992 5 pence, here are some helpful first. Avoid cleaning damaged coins. Cleaning can actually reduce a coin's collector value and remove its natural patina. Let the coin remain in its original condition even if it's tarnished or scratched. Second, always check for minting errors. Use a magnifying glass or digital microscope to look for misprints, double strikes, or edge anomalies. These can dramatically raise a coin's interest and value. Third, organize your coins by year and type. Creating a timeline of 5 pence issues, from the larger pre-1990 versions to the smaller 1992 type, helps show the evolution of the denomination. Finally, if you come across a better preserved example, store it properly in a protective case or coin holder. Even modern decimal coins like these can appreciate in value over decades, especially as pristine examples become harder to find. In conclusion, the United Kingdom 5 new pence 1992 coin might not be rare or highly valuable in bad condition, but it remains a fascinating piece of modern British coinage history. It marks the early years of the reduced size 5 pence and carries the elegant crown thistle design that symbolizes unity and national pride. While its auction value in damaged condition stays modest, often under $1, its importance lies in its story, its design, and its role in the evolution of the UK's decimal currency. Every coin, even a worn or tarnished one, represents a small piece of history worth remembering. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed learning about this coin, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment below on which British coin you'd like us to explore next. Until next time, keep searching your change, because every coin has a story to tell. Moneybag, United Kingdom.